All right, everybody. All right. Welcome to the Real Talk Sports Show and our Falcons Jets post-game wrap-up. We thank you for joining us here. I'm your host, Mr. Jonathan Simmons. As you can see, I have on the yellow shades. We know that sometimes we look at things through rose-colored glasses, but this time we're going to look at things through the yellow-tinted glasses of a Falcons victory, and a big victory it was here as the Falcons hold on, knock off the Jets 27-20. So we are, as Falcons fans, I say we people who are Falcons fans are very excited, I'm sure, about the Falcons winning this game. And like I said, again, it is good stuff here in merry old London, England. As like I said, the Jets find a way to, as the Falcons find a way to pull off a victory against the New York Jets, Jets. Jets. So, like I said, big shout out to the Falcons. They had a great game here. They did what they had to do to win. It's kind of a game that we expected, I think, from this Arthur Smith-led team and to some degree this Matt Ryan-led team. If you watch the game, it was kind of what we've been waiting for here in Atlanta, a full complement, a full 60-minute game finally from this Falcons team, being able to actually play a full game, the full 60 minutes, getting it done, and doing it the right way. I mean, they took a first half lead. They were able to overcome mistakes. That was a big thing here we saw in this game. You know, a lot of times what happens is when you're not a good team, when you start to make mistakes, you can't come back from them. But to the Falcons' credit, even though the offense kind of made some key mistakes that could almost cost them the game, they did what they had to do to hang on for victory. So again, Falcons knock off the Jets 27-20 here in London, England. I think it's called Tottenham Stadium, if I have it right. If I don't have it right, just check it up to my head, please. And like I said, again, just watching this team perform, there are a couple of things, again, that stood out. Number one, just really the ability to make plays when they had to. That's one of the things that we had not seen in most of this season, the Falcons' ability to make the plays when they had to make the plays. The offense either couldn't get that last drive together or the defense couldn't make that critical stop. That was not the case here today as the Falcons, again, kudos to them, did what they had to do, hung on, and got a big victory against the New York Jets in England. We're going to take a quick little timeout break here, and we're going to get some things reset. Don't go anywhere. Just give us about 30 seconds to get some of our stats popped up here on the screen. Want to give you time, guys, I can speak English. Give you guys time to log in. Like I said, again, we'll get the stats together for you, and we'll be back with more of the Real Talk Sports Show post-game recap, Falcons and Jets. Don't go anywhere, please. Thank you.
Did you know that Allen Vigil Ford in Morrow, Georgia also has Lincoln? Over 35 years of using the Vigil Touch to provide excellent customer service, works hand in hand with the Lincoln Motor Company to provide a luxurious and seamless way to acquire your next luxury vehicle. Lincoln has an array of full-service complimentary owner benefits. These benefits include hospitality partnerships, service pickup and delivery, all which can be accessed through the Lincoln Way app. You can even contact the 24/7 concierge to have someone assist you. Come and see our great inventory of new and pre-owned Lincolns today. Call 364-7345 to make an appointment with one of our brand champions or shop 24/7 online at allenvigillincoln.net.
This is OJ Howard with Real Talk Sports.
What's up, guys? This is Tim Tebow. You're listening to Real Talk Sports.
This is Charles Woodson. Let me grab the mic. You ready? This is Charles Woodson with Real Talk Sports. Hey, it's your boy JB Smooth with Real Talk Sports.
That's my man JB Smooth. Thank you for him. Appreciate him joining us here. So let's go ahead and take a look here at some of the stats that we pulled up. First of all, let's take a look at the team itself. Let's take a look at the team itself, and we want to give credit where credit is due. Up, wrong spot here. Here we go. Bingo. Here were the keys to victory for the game today. Number one, we had a situation where the Falcons offense for the first time in a while rushed for over 100 yards. That's very, very key because in order for the Falcons to be a winning team offensively, they must be able to run the play action fake. One of the things that they put up, the stats they posted up during the game, was the fact that when Matt Ryan operates out of a play action fake situation, his passer rating is over 100. His completion rate is over 70%. So big kudos and big shout out to the Falcons to be able to get that running attack going. Number two, as far as keys to victory, they closed out the game on the last drive. How many times we watch Falcons games where they just couldn't seem to get that last drive either for a score or to give the ball back to the other team with little or no time remaining on the clock in order for them to be able to come back and maybe get a victory. So, again, kudos to the team for being able to do that. And then also, on defense, give big shout out to the Falcons team defense. 2 fourth-quarter sacks. I don't know how much better it'll get than that. They were able to really stifle their defense, stifle the offense of the Lord have mercy if I can speak English today. Stifle the offense of the Jets all day long. They held the Jets to only 230 yards of total offense, only just about 60 yards on the ground. So, again, a big shout out to the defense as a team. And last but not least, the coaching. I know that maybe Arthur Smith dearly regrets him not having any type of preseason, but it looks like finally that the Falcons as a team are getting an understanding of this Arthur Smith way of doing business and also Dean Pease's defense, that bend but not break concept. So it looks like they're finally getting a hold of that. And the other thing, too, from the coaching, improved play calling. I don't know whether maybe it's the fact that they didn't have Calvin Ridley to lean on. They didn't have Russell Gage. This offense looks more suited to Matt Ryan's skill sets. And what do I mean by that? Basically, a bunch of slot receivers and a breakout tight end. Very, very similar to what you saw the Patriots run for years with Tom Brady. Now, of course, Tom Brady has a better arm than Matt Ryan. But at the end of the day, the keys to good coaching are getting the most out of your particular players and putting them in the best position to win games. And that's something that I think was very critical today. The coaches really coached to the players they had on the field. They didn't try to go with anything to blow the roof off the top. We did have obviously some deep passes to Zacchaeus. We had a deep pass to Kyle Pitts, but for the most part, they didn't do anything to kind of exacerbate the fact that Matt Ryan at this stage in his career is really not a good thrower of the deep ball. But he's an outstanding thrower, as the commentators pointed out, of that kind of slot receiver type of pass, that 1, 2, 3, get the ball in your hands and put it in tight windows in the middle of the field. Now, of course, that creates some danger for your wide receiver personnel, because now all of a sudden they have to go in the teeth of the team's defense that they're playing against. But that's where Matt Ryan is the most successful. That short pass over the middle, the slant pass that turns maybe a 5 or 6 yard gain in the hands of a guy like a Kyle Pitts or some of their other tight ends, and moves them into Cordell Patterson, puts them in a position now where they can be extremely effective in terms of moving the ball. All right, let's look at the stars of the game individually. Well, we've already talked about him quite a bit. Matt Ryan. As much as I have taken shots at the guy, as much as, and rightfully so, he deserves some of the criticism, as much as a lot of you who are watching this on various Falcons pages have taken shots and been very disappointed with Matt Ryan's overall play today. We can sing the song that he's now on 680. What's his name? John, I can't think of it now, a guy from the University of Miami, but they sing a song, a 92-point name. It's not 92.9 the game. It's not Matt's fault. So today, I have no real criticism of Matt Ryan, except for the fact that once again, on a couple of the deep balls, we can see that his arm is not really what it used to be. He always had a little difficulty in throwing a deep ball, but now it's definitely not a part of the picture. And finally, let me put my yellow shades on, and we can sing the song. I can see clearly now the rain is gone and the shine is on the Falcons' #1 overall draft pick, 4th overall in NFL, Kyle Pitts. We saw today the reason why this guy was drafted #4 overall and why he could be, if he continues the type of play we saw today, be one of the preeminent tight ends in the NFL. Kyle Pitts, 8 receptions, 119 yards, 1 touchdown, and of those 8 receptions, half of them were huge in terms of keeping Falcons drives alive on a scoring drive during the game. So Kyle Pitts, the rookie, finally showing you really a glimpse because again, we're only seeing a little bit of the potential of what this young man can be. I think that he can be a dominant player. But again, kudos to him. His first NFL touchdown of the game, and again, 8 receptions for 119 yards. And Cordell Patterson clearly continues to show why he would be right now the Falcons' midseason MVP, because this guy, 114 yards of total offense, 54 on the ground, 60 in the air. And again, he has been clutch, had a couple of huge receptions to keep drives alive. So those are our stars of the game here for the Falcons as far as individual. And for those of you just logging on, I'll hit you back again with the overall keys to victory. As we talked about earlier, the Falcons defense, big shout out to them. #1, Falcons offense, #1, they rushed for 100 yards. Now, that doesn't seem like much, but on a team that thrives off of play action fakes, like I mentioned earlier in the broadcast, Matt Ryan, completion rate over 70%, passer rating over 100 on play action plays. #2, they closed out the game. Once and for all, the Falcons were able to get that final drive to prevent either the other team from getting the ball back with any time to do anything, or more importantly, being able to just close the game out and put the game out of reach, which they did. They got a touchdown, not a field goal, when they were up 20-17, made the score 27-17, and gave the Jets back the ball with well under 2 minutes to play. And that's the keys to winning ball games. You got to close teams out. #2, the defense. Bend but not break, but they made plays when they had to. 2 huge fourth quarter sacks, and 2 for the game. They held the Jets to just 230 yards, just over 230 yards of total offense. So big shout outs to the defense. And last but not least, I mentioned earlier, the coaching staff. Kudos to them. Improved play calling, especially on offense, finding a way to use all of the players at their strengths. I finally saw the multiple tight end sets and moving the ball around to all the tight ends. Even a big pass blocker, Lee, had a big, huge reception early in the game. That's what you have to have. You have to have the whole idea that we were sold on with Arthur Smith, that he was an offensive guru, that he was a guy that could scheme up offensive plays to get what we saw today. Players open, players being able to get first downs, and players being able to get touchdowns. Sustained drives. The Falcons had a 92-yard drive today. They had another drive that exceeds 70 yards. They ate up huge amounts of clock. That's what, if this team can bottle up with this game without the mistakes, then certainly the Falcons would be in a position that they could make some noise going forward, even with, like I said, even with the limitations of Matt Ryan's arm as a current construct. This team, if it calls plays like it did today, and if they're able to eliminate the mistakes, because this game really shouldn't have been as close as it was. 2 bad fumbles, one by Hayden Hurst when, he should have just taken what he could have gotten instead of trying to hurdle a player, left himself open. Player for the Jets put a helmet right on ball, and bam, Mike Davis Can't fault a guy for trying to get extra yards, but again, ball security is critical. The Falcons already had a lead. The Jets were dead in the water. You're late in the game in the second half. You cannot turn the ball over there. So that's my only negatives about this game today for the Falcons, just their inability, the two turnovers, which really against a better team could have cost them the game. Because if you think of the Hayden Hurst one, you kind of flip the field. You're kind of going in for at least 3 points. You end up getting nothing. The same thing with Mike Davis. You were in a scoring drive. So that's the only two things I can really kind of say about the Falcons today as far as anything negative, that in fact, that's what they're – and let me get a coach, Arthur Smith here. We got to clean that up. Yeah, we got to clean that up. So Coach Smith, that's what he's going to say in the press conference. You guys don't have to watch it. We're going to ask him about the fumbles. We got to clean that up. And it's all about the ball and ball security. So I've already given you your wrap up there for the coach. But yeah, that's it, guys. I mean, there's really nothing you can say bad about this Falcons team today. They gave you the one thing that we've been looking for here in Atlanta, which is, in fact, a full 48-minute game. A full game where we got, everything. We got good offense. We got good ball control. We got no turnovers at all from Matt Ryan. He looked like he played kind of like what we saw in the MVP season. They moved the ball around. The coaching, utilizing the players so they could be the most successful. And I go back to what I've said several times here. It's not so much that Matt Ryan is a bad quarterback, because he's not. The fact is that the team's coaching staff oftentimes calls plays that are going to his weakness rather than his strength. Today, we saw what he does the best. Up-tempo, quick passing, short, get rid of the ball, and then taking a shot on play action where even if, in fact, he underthrows the wide receiver, the receiver's so open, they can still make a catch for big yardage. And last but not least, I mentioned a couple of times, they were able to at least run the ball somewhat. Now, again, they didn't grind out 150, 200 yards, but the critical thing was they averaged over 4 yards a carry. And that's really the key for a running attack that basically is there to set up the pass. You want to average at least 4 yards a carry. So on second down, you're looking at second down and 6, at the worst second down and 7. And the Falcons, again, were able to do that today. And, one other thing, the Falcons' ability to convert on third down. That's the other thing they've been able to do these last couple of games, is to convert on third down. Let me go and grab the stats here. On third down, the Falcons were 9 of 14. And I think a couple of games ago, they were 8 of 13. Believe me when I say it. If, in fact, the Falcons can be anywhere around that, 50% conversion rate on third down in the NFL is stellar. The Falcons have a couple of games where they're at like 65%. If the Falcons can hover somewhere around 50% on third down conversion, they, in fact, can be a decent team. And the reason why they're able to convert on third downs with this kind of efficiency is because they're doing, as what Matt Ryan said a couple of times, they're playing ahead of the chains. See, when you're able to get at least a 3 or 4 yard run on first down, and then the same thing either on a short pass or a run on second down, it now leaves you with third and less than 3. And that's the sweet spot in the NFL if you're trying to convert at least 50% of your third down attempts. You can't be in 3rd and 8, 3rd and 9, 3rd and 10. You need to kind of be in that sweet spot. Now, to the Falcons' credit, I don't have the stats in front of me, but I dare say if you check the NFL stats right now, they have to be one of the best teams in the league in converting at third and long, because they picked up a couple of days where they were 3rd and 8, I think, or 3rd and 10, and they picked up these first downs. So again, the key to this team is what we talked about earlier in the broadcast, and I'll pop it up right here again about first the offensive side of the house in terms of what the coaching staff has to do. Number one, they have to rush for at least 100 yards and at least 4 yards a carry. Number two, they have to close these games out, especially on those last drives, which the Falcons did today. On defense, they didn't get any sacks all game long, but they were able to contain Zach Wilson. And then the big thing is get the 2 critical sacks when they absolutely needed them, when the team had a lead and they needed to keep the Jets in check. And they held them actually to just over 230 yards of total offense. So, again, this is not brain surgery. It's really easy. The formula for winning for the Falcons is simple. Run the ball enough for the play-action fake to be effective because, as we talked about earlier, that Matt Ryan's 70% completion ratio, over 100 quarterback rating when he's operating from a third down. Okay, so this is what we need to see from this team, and the way we can do it is everybody has to contribute. Everybody has to play mistake-free football. You know, one thing that drove me crazy earlier was the Falcons were on the move on a drive, and a veteran made me have bad memories about the Super Bowl. Jake Matthews. Listen, great guy. Got a chance to meet his sister, Jen Matthews, former NFL network commentator. She's been on our show. So, Jen, I don't want to throw any shade against your cousin there. But at the end of the day, as great as Jake Matthews has been as far as durability for the Falcons, he has unfortunately come up with holding penalties in some of the most brutal times in Falcon history. And, of course, we're going back to Super Bowl and other games I can mention where he just was not what you were expecting to get out of a guy who is your kind of go-to guy as your stalwart offensive lineman. But anyway, I ain't going to make this a critical show today. I'm going to tell you that, again, that if you're a Falcons fan, this is kind of what you were hoping to see with an Arthur Smith-led team. Offense that was innovative, offense that took advantage of all the key components of the team, an offense that utilized the team's players to their best advantage. Okay, set them up to win, as we like to say. So, again, really nothing bad to say about the Falcons' performance today, except for the turnovers, you know, in the words, again, of Coach Arthur Smith. They got to clean that up. You definitely have to do a much better job on protecting the football, because they could have undone all the good stuff they did throughout this game. So, you know, again, hopefully the Falcons can get that under control. Hopefully they'll be able to, you know, make sure that they are taking care of the ball. And if they play like they did today, this team can, I'm not going to say they can go to Super Bowl this year. I don't even think they can go to playoffs this year. But, in fact, it will make the games at Mercedes-Benz much more enjoyable to watch a team like this. I don't want to overblow it. I know they're playing against the Jets. It wasn't like they were playing against the Buccaneers or anything like that. But as far as the concept of how to win the game, if they play like this against any team in the NFL, if they can get some decent running, get the ball in Matt Ryan's hands from time to time, play tempo, this team can really do some stuff. And speaking of Matt Ryan, one more thing I want to say again. I don't know if he mentioned something during the press conference about getting some coffee. I don't know what he drank over there in London, but the guy looked like he had a lot more pep in his step. Did you guys notice that? I mean, on the bootleg runs, he didn't look like he was running cement. He looked fluid. Even when he threw the ball on the run, the ball came out of his hands with some zip. So, again, I don't know what he took over there. I don't know what kind of English tea that he drank, but whatever it is, he should bring that back here to the States, because he just looked like a different guy. I mean, if this is the Matt Ryan we're going to get for the rest of the season, this could be an enjoyable season. Seriously. I mean, he looked like he just was more energized and just had, like you said, more pep in his step. He was able to get out there on the outside, make some plays, and that's what you need in today's NFL. You don't need a running quarterback. Okay, and all our Falcons fans, they got Mike Vick hangover. We don't need a guy to run around like Lamar Jackson, even though if we had that, that'd be great. But what we need is a quarterback to be able to extend plays long enough so that he can get the ball out to his playmakers to make a play. And that's what we saw today with Matt Ryan. He was not sacked. When he was in danger of getting sacked, he got the ball out of his hands. And then on 3 or 4 occasions, he was able to do just enough, either rolling out to his right or rolling to his left or stepping up in the pocket and shaking off a defender to make a play. And like I said, that's what – I don't care about his arms. Well, I do. But his arm strength can be worked around if he can extend plays, because then guess what? You don't have to throw the ball 40 yards downfield. You can do what he did today and do what you saw when he had Julio last year with that big touchdown against the Vikings. I mean, it was a 50-something yard play, but it was really only a 7-yard pass by Ryan, because he was on the dead run going left, and the defense stepped up, which defenses do when your quarterback is running. They have to account for him. And he was able to get a pass over the top of that first defender, who had come up to try to stop him. Now Jones is open and turns what could have been a sack or a big loss on the play to a big first down play of about 40 yards. So, like I said, this is not brain surgery. There's no deep that you got to get into. Just all they have to do is play like they played today, with one exception. Don't turn the ball over. And this Falcons team will be an enjoyable team to watch. Case closed in the story. Listen, we'd love to have you guys join in with us. We actually come on and do our sports show. We're going to do another recap, and then we'll also recap some high school football and stuff on Tuesdays. Every Tuesday, we're on 8 to 9 p.m. right here on these same platforms that you're watching. We're on YouTube. We're on Facebook Live. We're on Twitch. We're on Periscope. Twitter TV. Check us out. I have the lovely Miss Tree Dolman with me as one co-host. I also have Tyrone Poole, who is a former Super Bowl winner 2 times with the Patriots, played 13 years in the NFL. So he comes in, and then we always bring in a host of folks to come in and join us here on the broadcast. We bring in D. Orlando Ledbetter, who those of you who are Falcons fans know he's the embedded beat writer for AJC Sports. He's always the guy to get the first question on the press conferences. We bring in guys like, I call him the basketball savant. You'll hear him on 92.9 The Game, Deshaun Tate. Just a whole host of people that we bring in to try to bring you great sports coverage. So check us out again every Tuesday night, 8 p.m., right here on the same platform you're watching. Also, please follow us on social media. Follow us at Real Talk Sports 7 on any platform like IG, Twitter, all those spots, man. You'll find us. We would love to have you follow us on social media. And please, I don't want to be begging you, but yeah, definitely go on our YouTube page. Follow us on YouTube and subscribe to our page. Subscribe to our page on YouTube, and then hit the bell, bing, so that you will get notifications when we are on the air. Because like I say again, we do all kinds of stuff, high school football and the like. Well, anyway, it's time to go. We appreciate you. Thank you for watching us, and hope to see you again real soon. See ya.